I'm doing good.
Good to see
doing
you.
Good.
Thanks for having me over in your awesome studio.
Thank you.
Your awesome shop. It's so killer. You got some amazing guitars going on. I want to tell the world about Jim and his awesome company. So, Jim, we've known each other for a while.
Many years.
Yeah.
Yes.
Over a decade, maybe.
Yeah. Way over a decade. Yeah.
We met at church, and we were in a band for one gig.
One, maybe two.
Was it two?
It might have been two.
That was a lot of fun. I played some rhythm guitar. Jim did some songs too. It was pretty cool. And then we kind of got out of touch a little bit, and then I think we connected at Albertsons.
Yes, we did.
I saw you and you saw me, and we exchanged numbers. You told me what was going on with you. I updated you, and then we got together and did a little jam session. I think it was about a year, at least.
Probably about a year ago.
Yeah. But lots happened since then. Well, I was just on Facebook last week, and I saw a post that said, it was right around mid-March, and it said, Skytone Pickups is about to be a real thing or a real company or something.
Which was
2 years ago.
From 2 years ago. Yeah.
So, and I saw it just the other day, because you know how sometimes Facebook posts memories. So 2 years, lots happened.
Lots happened.
So
yeah.
tell me a little bit about how you got involved or interested in making pickups and how it all kind of started.
Yeah, it was actually COVID because I was kind of doing the singer-songwriter thing and playing wherever I could play. I had been doing that for like 10 years, and in fact, my last gig was on the rooftop of the parking structure of the city of Temecula for like some expansion for the 15 freeway, and COVID hit right after that. So no playing and couldn't do anything else. And I had a couple of guitars in storage that never played well. And so I brought them out of storage and I started working on them, and I just kind of got the bug. Things clicked that didn't click before I'd play with guitars and only mess them up. And now with the art of YouTube and everything else, I mean, you can learn to do anything.
That's for sure.
And so it's hands-on and YouTube and doing a lot of investigating and all of that. I don't know why guitar pickups became the thing that I wanted to do, other than I worked at Fender for a very short period of time, and it was putting together pickup bobbins. So the magnets and the flat pieces, put them together, then you wrap the wire around them. So I did that for a short period of time, but arthritis set in and I couldn't do that for very long. But I could do it for myself and not have to churn out 200 to 400 of these things a day.
That's true, that makes sense.
That would be nice if I had that kind of business, so
sure.
Maybe eventually. But that kind of added, an arrow to my quiver, and I was able to, start this up and just started getting the wire and all the things I needed and bobbins and trying to find out who to source for parts and everything. And it just kind of snowballed from there, and started looking up musicians, really good guitar playing musicians that I knew of that are, playing all over the area, Temecula or, Palette Casino and stuff like that, and started hunting them down and going, hey, give me your worst guitar. I will put pickups in it. I will set it up and make it your best guitar.
Nice.
And so I've done that for a couple of people. Vince Mendoza, who is a guitarist performer, he's phenomenal. He played in Tiffany's band back in the early days when he was young and had long hair. And but I played a couple of gigs where he was playing at, and just had a mutual respect, and looked him up after all the years and go, hey man, I want to wind you a set of pickups. And I did. He gave me his guitar that he never played anywhere. Yeah. And he told me, I asked him, I said, well, how do you play? What songs do you like to play? Do you like mellower tone, darker tone? What do you like? And after some conversation, I kind of go, okay, that's what I'm going to wind you a set of pickups with that spec in mind.
Wow.
So these will kind of be custom to you.
That's cool.
And those are kind of a signature model. They're called VM hybrids. Oh. And those are for Vince Mendoza.
That's awesome.
He was just over here yesterday. I was working on the same guitar, not fixing it, adding a piece to it.
Yeah.
But he's like, man, I don't know what you did, but this is my main guitar that I play now.
That's awesome. You promised him and you delivered, and he was like stoked on it. That's so cool.
Yeah, and there's another female guitarist out here. That same thing. She plays Paula. She plays all this with her band, Pulp Vixen, and they do a Go-Go's tribute band. But they're all over the place. And so far, I've made 3 sets of pickups for her as well. She gives guitar lessons.
Yeah.
So now her students, I had one this week. They'll bring their guitars by. I'll do guitar setups.
Nice.
And all of that. So it kind of adds to the business.
That's got to be how it works. I mean, you're in Corona, and it happens to be the home of, Fender.
Fender, yes.
Not like you don't have any competition.
Right,
That's
right.
pretty tough. But also a good challenge in that you can, they have a custom shop, but you can literally custom shop. You sounds like you're tailoring right to someone's sound.
Right. As much as possible. The way it works, however many winds, the more winds on a pickup, the darker the sound.
Okay.
The less winds, that's why you're, like your Fenders from the 50s and 60s, they have less winds. It's not like overwound pickups. They've got more of that classic Stratocaster and Telecaster sound, whereas now I want overwound. I want my, as soon as I plug it in, I want my pickup to explode the guitar.
Yeah.
So that's one way of tuning it, however many winds you put of the copper wire on a pickup, and what kind of magnets you use as well. There's different grades of magnets. There's all sorts of different kind of capacitors you have in the wiring, what kind of resistors you have in the wire, all different little things.
I would imagine it's a lot of trial and error as well. Is that right?
It's trial and error. So everything that I wind for the first time, the reason for having all these guitars is so I could test.
Well, we thought it was just so you could cool, because
That too.
so cool.
That too, yeah, because myself, I don't, but if I strap that on, I do.
Oh, heck yeah.
Yeah.
It pretty much gives a lot of points.
I tried looking cool riding a Harley, and it's not the same effect, because
it doesn't work for me.
No, this big gigantic helmet on this little tiny head, it just looks stupid. But that I can do. That I can pull off. That works with a bald head really well.
So I noticed that at some point it looked like you weren't buying maybe stock pieces to add to your pickups. You looked like you were possibly making.
I wanted to. For the longest time, I wanted to get a laser cutter engraver.
Yeah.
And I had never used one before.
Right.
And figured, okay, I'll drop the money, and it's going to sit here, and I'm never going to use it because I can't learn it.
Right.
And then I started working with it.
So these are laser cut out of wood.
Those are laser cut out of wood.
You got your little emblems from pickups right there, and they fit nicely right over it.
Right.
So yeah, so you took out a little bit of a middleman there. Now it's even more customized.
Right, exactly.
And it's wood. You don't see those every day.
No.
That's unique.
I mean, and then there's a lot of different pickup makers, and they make their own style.
Right.
And that's what I wanted to do.
And this is like a two-tone thing
that's
you got going on there.
Two-tone, like an inlay.
Wow.
Basic inlay for
cool. Yeah, that's really awesome. So you started expanding a little bit in some of the extra accessories that you could add to make it more customized. I also noticed you started building guitars. Like, where did that start?
That started out of kind of necessity. Actually, the funny thing is, everything I've done here is out of necessity. Afterthoughts. It's like, okay, I'm going to start making pickups. Well, I got to test my pickups. What do I test them on? And different pickups require a different guitar. So, like, everything here has got, different pickups on it. Okay, I'm going, well, I don't have a lot of money.
Yeah.
And so how am I going to do this? Actually, my first guitar was this one, which was a kit. I got a kit guitar from a place in Canada.
Here, grab it. Let's see what it looks like.
It looked nothing like this when I got the kit.
Yeah.
So I routed out around here. It looked a lot like it, but still a little different. It's gone through a couple of different finishes. I added a pickup to it. I added this Bigsby tremolo because I just always wanted one.
That is neat, yeah.
That was probably the biggest expense on the thing was the Bigsby tremolo. But I wound these pickups for it. I made the pick guard for it. I made the knobs.
All this on your laser cutter, this part here?
I don't know if I did this one. I think I did this on the laser cutter.
And this piece too, yeah?
Right. Okay. So when I first started, before I had the laser cutter, I was doing all this stuff by hand.
Wow.
So the laser cutter just gave me the ability to customize things a little bit more.
Yeah, yeah.
And then made some exotic nuts.
Traditionally, they're either bone or plastic. What is
Plastic. This one, I think this is zebra wood.
Oh my gosh.
So I got zebra wood. I've got purple heart. I've got a couple of different kinds. Yeah, that's paddock, I think is what it's called. So it's an orange wood, and they actually work really well. It was just a fluke. I go, I wonder if I can make some nuts out of that.
So if you had to sum up, what are some of the different services that you offer now?
So I make custom pickups. I do guitar setups, fret work to a certain extent. I don't want to go too far out, and I'm not a luthier. Okay. I am I guess you could say guitar tech. But I can do fret leveling. I've done refrets. So it depends on the guitar itself. If somebody's looking for, they want to have custom rings made for their guitar. Okay, yeah. I can do that. And then anybody that is wanting to have their guitar worked on, they want to have pickups installed, even though they're not mine, or if they are mine, great. Or they want to have their electrical components checked out. They need their pickup rewound. Setups, anything like that, they can contact me through my website. Okay. They can contact me through Jim at skytoneusa.com for my email. In fact, my website has changed from Skytone Pickups. Now it's Skytone USA. Okay. But if you look under Skytone Pickups, it should take you directly to that website.
Gotcha.
The main company name is still Skytone Pickups. This allows me, since I've gotten into building guitars now and doing a little bit of everything, it's more than just pickups.
Speaking of guitars, you're starting to move in that direction a little bit too. Tell me a little bit about maybe like the woods you're using and kind of like your journey a little bit, and then we'll take a look at some of these specifically.
Right. I don't know a ton about wood. I know this looks good, that looks good. I use the wood that I get from my son or whoever can get it to me. I find is a great way. I made a guitar out of a cutting board. Okay. So whatever I have, it was like, well, it's wood, I can shape it. If you can shape it, you can make it.
That's true.
And electric guitars, you don't need, the best tone wood for electric guitars. Right. That's more your acoustic guitars. The tone wood makes a huge difference.
I've seen some wacky stuff online. I've seen the epoxy guitar. I've seen the cement guitar.
The epoxy Lego guitar, and what top ramen, the epoxy top ramen guitar. Yeah. That one's a good one. Yeah. The cement guitar. Right.
But I know with some woods, some are softer and some are harder.
Right. So that's where you kind of get into, is the neck wood that you're using heavier than the wood that's in your body of the guitar? Because what's going to happen is if your neck is heavier than your guitar body, as soon as you take your hands off of it, it's going to dip. Yeah. So you have to measure that and try to have a nice equal balance in your guitar, so it's not dipping. I think every bass player probably knows that. And it's like, you got to hold the neck, because that whole thing is just going to dip on you and drive you nuts. And plus the thickness of the wood. If it's not thick enough, your electric components aren't going to fit quite right, depending on what you're using. So there's different things, and then your neck has to fit just perfect. The measurements, everything, it has to be spot on for your guitar to set up, intonate, and sound the way it needs to sound.
All right, Jim, take us through your shop. Let's see what you got.
All right. Well, let's go over this way.
Yeah.
You got this. This is when I actually started building my own guitars. This was made, actually, no, this one was, but I'll go through this one. This is just some random wood my son had laying in his garage. And I go, oh, I bet I can do something with that. So this is what, got 5 different pieces of wood glued together, which I can't believe I was able to do that and actually make it look like one piece of wood, but it worked. So, and for some reason I wanted to make a little shroud to go on there. I don't know why,
cool.
but a little shroud to go around the strings, the string ferrules.
Let me see the front there. Wow. So those look nice, and then you made that.
I made the cavity cover and the.
That looks like a brushed metal,
rings.
something going on your humbuckers.
That, yeah, these are, this is, I make these pickups, this is called a copper mine set.
Oh, that's cool.
And on my website, that's the one that everybody usually gravitates towards, is the copper mines, and they sound really nice. And this was an accident. This was supposed to look like a Telecaster, and my router took a, bad turn, which to me is great. I love the mistakes. I don't like it when they happen, but they either force you to throw the piece of wood away or make something out of it.
And it builds character.
That's what I did. I made that out of it.
It does have a unique look.
Right. And this guitar has gotten a lot of looks. Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it doesn't even look, it just looks different.
Right. And the front is all walnut. I got 4 pieces of walnut, I think is what's on there. So how that went together like that, same thing as the back. I don't know how everything went together flush, but it did. And that kind of, between this guitar, I didn't make the necks. The necks, that'll be something eventually that I'll do.
Okay.
But the bodies, totally. So this one I found a cutting board. And I go, I bet I can make a guitar out of that. It's heavy because it's a cutting board. But to tell you, it's not going to dip on you, that's for sure. This is my wood set of, actually it was 3 pickups that, I don't know if that, not Brazilian rosewood, I can't remember what that was out of. But I made this set specifically for this guitar. And
That's got a cool grill to it.
a little grill,
What's
yeah.
going on with that grill?
It's just aesthetics. It
looks cool.
Looks cool. Yeah, I make different size grill pieces that'll go on there. Some have grills, some don't. Like this right here doesn't have a grill. But this pickup and this pickup are like standard Telecaster pickups. When you add the middle pickup, you have kind of a Nashville Telecaster sound. And it kind of gives you the ability, it's almost like a Stratocaster. It gives you the ability to do a lot of the things a Stratocaster can do, but you got that cool Tele sound. So that's that. And I like to distress things. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I think this neck actually came off of that burnt guitar up there.
Oh, we got a burnt guitar over here. Looks like it survived a fire.
Yes.
survive.
Oh, I had fun torching that one too. And I made those pickups, that pickup cover on the top for the P90, especially for that, so I could torch it. The switch tip is from a round I had shot a couple months ago.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, other than that, you can just have a fun time with messing things up.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that set is the same as that set.
Yeah.
It starts out as nice, shiny chrome,
Yeah.
and you make something out of it.
It's got like a steampunk vibe.
Yeah, that's a smaller
Oh, yeah, it's a smaller grill.
Smaller grill. Yeah. This actually was, I did a veterans guitar build with a nonprofit called American Patriot Project, who they get veterans together and set them up with kits of guitars, and for 3 days they make their own guitars. And if they want to have like things engraved in them, anything like that, they'll pre-engrave it. And unfortunately, this does not look like it did when I finished it for that project. But fortunately, it doesn't look the same. So fortunately, you know, I wanted to do something different with it than I had originally done. I did the routing on here, did a little contour on there. I made...
That's cool. That's kind of a...
That's magnet on there.
Oh, wow.
That's all my wiring.
Yeah. Oh, it's magnetic. That's
It's
really
magnetic,
rad.
yeah.
You don't see that.
Well, yeah, it's one thing you don't have to, if you don't have to have screws, cool.
Yeah.
So there's that one. That one really doesn't have a name yet. Did the headstock. One of the guys who runs and helps build the guitars for American Patriot Project had some necks left over.
Oh.
And I go, oh, cool. And made my own little
That's kind of a signature
divot
curve.
in it. Yeah, yeah.
Signature curve there.
And then this one is my custom Johnny caster. Johnny was my brother. Right over here. He was a world traveler, Navy veteran, and he passed away a little over a year ago.
Oh.
And, you know, every time I'd see him, how's the business going? How's the business going? And he had just returned back from Paris and passed away a week later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But this is in honor of him.
Cool.
And that's got the zebra. Yeah, it's kind of a tribute guitar to him.
Zebra?
Zebra wood nut.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then, yeah, this is I love
That's a cool challenge.
Bixby because it just looks really cool on a guitar.
Wow. Yeah, that is really something.
Yeah. And then
This bad boy right here.
this is the last one I made over the last 2 weeks, I guess. We got some wood from my son. So I have to go, thanks, James, because you made this happen. I was going to make, out of 3 pieces, one guitar, same shape as a Telecaster. And this wood's really heavy. So I didn't want to do that. So originally I just went with the plank. And it played awesome. It felt great.
Probably looked like a Steinberg or something.
Yeah, it was cool, and it works fine just like that.
Yeah.
But if you're going to sit down and play it or anything like that, I just found it kind of awkward. And I go, wait, I got a piece of aluminum stock. So I took my template for making a Telecaster and just bent this around the template. And that was before I didn't have this piece, and I didn't have that piece. So I put that on there. The only problem is the input jack would have gone in here, and I couldn't fit an input jack in there. So I go, I need to fix this somehow.
Yeah.
That was another mistake that you're going, wow, a mistake adds something cool to it if you let it. So that, you know, made me put this piece on there. And I wanted something for my arm not to be, you know, leaning on metal. So that's just a little armrest right there. But the great thing about this is you can really customize it any way you want to. This can be, I can have a Telecaster pickup system, I can have Stratocaster, I can have humbuckers, I can have any different variation, which is what I plan on doing with these, is making a line of these. So these are scrap pile custom guitars. This particular one is called the Plank Owner. And the reason for that is a Navy sailor who is like the first crew on a ship that has been christened. That's a plank owner. So being Navy, I figured that's a cool name. And then there's the back.
We got to hear it in a minute, but oh, that's so beautiful.
So that's the back. And if you push on that, that pops up.
That is rad. I like how pretty it looks inside. It's all very coppery.
And then this is the same wood as that.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's got a match. That's cool how it pops in.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, anytime you don't have to have screws,
Yeah.
cool. But yeah, so plug her in and see if my fingers actually work today. It's plugged in, cool. It's basically a cheap Champion Fender amplifier.
Sounds really bluesy, really nice.
And I love this. This is out of the neck pickup. I love the neck pickup, but I also love the neck pickup, bridge pickup connection. Mm-hmm. And I kind of almost a little squawking noise, but not quite. And these are P90s, which just give an awesome sound. I love P90s, and it's got that bassy, that cool bassy thump to it.
Yeah.
And these things will rock too. These are called bar raisers. Mm-hmm. And you can have some of these too.
Yes.
I'll make you a set of these. Bar raisers, P90, because they're bar pickups. Bar P90 pickups. And I actually made the first set of these for a guy from North Point.
Oh, our church.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
So yeah.
Right on.
But yeah, I love the way it plays. And now it's just like well balanced.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. But yeah, I can customize it any way. So when I started doing the farmers market in Corona, I didn't have a lot of products.
Yeah.
You know, I got pickups. I can put those on a table, and that's great, which I did. But I didn't have a lot of other things around there, so forced me to make. And I'm gonna make some earrings, and I'll make some doodads here and there, and it just kept expanding. People go, well, do you have piano earrings? No, but I'll have some next week. It kind of expanded from there, making little earring guitar picks, and then I expanded to necklaces. These are wood control plates for a Telecaster.
Oh, right, yeah.
Let's see, do I have a couple different kinds. Some people like an angled switch, so that's got an angle. Some people like a straight switch.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just all the different things you can make.
Those are some cool.
That's a guitar pick holder, and I've actually I started making a lot of pick holders. People liked them. This was probably my biggest seller at the...
No way, it's like a sleeve?
Yeah.
Get out of here. That's so cool.
These
It's
are
got a little...
hand make all these.
Let me see the leather handle.
Yeah, a little leather strap.
That's awesome. That's fun.
Yeah, and I got little I've never seen anything like this humbucker pick box.
It's a box for your picks.
Box for your
but it's
picks.
the shape of a humbucker.
Shape of a humbucker
That's right.
pickup.
These guitars.
Or maybe you want a guitar pick shaped
Let me see.
pick box.
Dude, that looks nice. Wow. I usually use a Altoids can, but now I got to
Exactly.
it over. This definitely belongs in a shop, I will say.
Yeah. Eventually, either I'll find that's Corona. You would think Corona would have like all kinds of music stores and all that.
Yeah, and
No, we are drastically lacking in that area.
Yep.
Oh, and these are, so that's kind of another inlay. I can't tell whether that's the orange paddock with, I think, zebra wood.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really enjoyed doing those. Humbucker keychains.
Oh, those are cute. Wow. Really cool.
So yeah, the customer response on these was really cool. That part I enjoyed about doing having people coming up and go, "Ooh, what is that?"
Right. So that was our little walkthrough in the shop at Skytone USA. This has been Jim at Skytone. Please take your business to this guy. He does awesome guitar work. And I'm Buzz Garwood signing off. Have a great day, YouTube.
Bye.